Amy Fitton, we talked
Yes.
earlier about where you organized the Saddle River cleanup just before the Earth Gathering, and you just coordinated some litter cleanup around
Right.
the homeless camps.
Right.
What can you say about what you accomplished?
Sure. So I've partnered with Joe Lecce, who has started a new non-for-profit, Ohio Clean Streams, I believe is what it's called. And we have almost completely cleaned up the Goldie Gun Lock area, which
that
is right behind Walmart.
Okay.
So the wetland behind Walmart, like if you go to the end of the Walmart parking lot at the far corner, and then you go over the guardrail, so the area between there and the river, we have cleaned that up. I think one more day and we'll have the entire area cleaned.
Was that just trash that's flown in?
No. It's a combination. It's a combination of stuff that has come off that parking lot, the Walmart parking lot. But it is also several abandoned homeless encampments. And we actually had a homeless gentleman join us on Mother's Day and help clean up that process. So that was like a big thing. I've gotten a lot of like negative, shouldn't the homeless be cleaning up their own, blah, 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 blah. And so I am working to coordinate that. We did have a gentleman happily join us on Mother's Day, actually, to clean the Goldie Gun Lock area. So we're almost done with that area. I'm going to try and organize for Memorial Day in the morning before people do family things. There is another... it's a combination of someone living there, and his area is really nice, with a bunch of people that have left trash up there, another abandoned encampment-like scenario again. And so...
Goldie Gun Lock?
No, that's it behind Lincoln Park.
Okay.
On the hill behind Lincoln Park. So...
On the slope of Grandview Cemetery?
Yes. So that is my goal for the next one, is that area. And then Joe has also we've been talking to Melanie Euler through Community Action, and she's kind of outlining when someone moves out of an area, if there's trash from an encampment area, that we can go up behind and kind of clean that up. But we're also working, the city has told us now that if we organize a cleanup and we put all the stuff in one place, that they will come and get it. And we're kind of doing the same thing with the homeless. Like if you have your stuff and you can put it in one spot, then it's a quick phone call to the city and I can have someone swoop out and pick it up. So it's a combined effort of cleaning what's already out there and then kind of keeping this from happening in the future. So that's where we're at.
So aside from Goldie Gun Lock, what other sites have you coordinated cleanups for?
We've just done 3. Goldie Gun Locks was a big project. So we've done 3 different cleanups at Goldie Gun Locks. And then I have to talk with Joe and Melanie about another. We're trying to really do waterway areas first to keep that litter out of the waterway. Especially this is the spring, it's kind of a high water season, so things are going to get washed into the water. But that's where we're at.
Do you think if you had cleaned up the trash there at Charleston Pike, East Main Street, you might have saved the county $38,000?
Oh, yeah. I mean, but that was in the process, and that was my big area I wanted to tackle first, but I was already told that was being taken. Like, it was the following Monday. I don't know if it's last Monday or the Monday before, but I know they sent a crew down there and cleaned all that up. The goal is to never get to where we have a scenario like that again. That's the goal.
Do you think that can be accomplished?
I do. I think the positive thing that has come out of all of this is that there's a lot more attention, and there's a lot of people who genuinely want to help out, but they just needed someone to help channel where they could help out at. I just think there's a lot more awareness to the issue. I know that I spoke with Dan DeMint, and he proposed to Kevin to create this 5-year plan to kind of talk about the homeless situation. So that is what Ms. Bennett mentioned tonight, a 5-year plan. That is the hope is to kind of help coordinate efforts to address the homeless. So yes, I am also an eternal optimist, but yes, I do think that we can get to a place where this is preventable and we don't have huge scenarios like that in the future.
Well, I think the trash was half of the big concern about all this that led to
Absolutely.
the anti-camping. So you think that can be kept under control so there's less need for public furor?
Yes. That was my goal. That's why I addressed it at the very second meeting, because I really felt like this was the big issue, was the trash. So I'll be on. I'm like seriously irritated by how this all fell out, because I still feel like I can appreciate needing signs and having signage and enforcement, but I just can't get behind fines and penalties. And I just think we've spent a lot of time on this ordinance, and that's time and energy we really need to be spending on how can we create some real solutions for homeless people so they're not out there leaving litter in the woods.
Even though it did get action through volunteers, and the fines are reduced.
Yeah. Definitely a better scenario. I mean, it's not, I'm not going to say that it's some horrible, I think that there, how do I want to say it? It could be worse. And I'm going to, again, be that eternal optimist that the police will use discretion and compassion, and they'll be, I think what they need to understand too is that, like, the homeless are going to hear that the ordinance is passed, and it's going to invoke fear, and they're going to move even further out. And the farther out they move, the farther they are from resources, the harder it is to have places to put your trash, the harder it is to get those resources you need to not be homeless. So that's
already pretty much outside of the city limits now?
Correct. Most of them are outside the city limits.
The shelter on Eastern Avenue
is at full capacity all the time. So we had a gentleman that came at the last meeting, and he had all these little flyers and brochures, and he said, the police can give them all these resources and there's places to go, but there's not. I mean, the places to go are full. So I guess that's my question to the council is, where are they supposed to go? I mean, you kick them out, but where do you want them to go? I mean, if we don't have a place to put them or I just don't understand.
How can people help you further?
You ask me this every time. I know. I'm working on that part.
You've got a Facebook account?
I do. I'm getting ready to start one just for this, and it's going to be called Be the Change. So, Be the Change.
Okay.
Be the Change. And so that way it can not be on my personal account, and it can just be a place for people who genuinely want to help the community. And it's going to be all positive, and where we're posting things that we're doing, like this free market, and other things to just build awareness and to get together on a volunteer basis to get some good things done.
And will we hear more about your volunteer efforts in the near future?
Yes, you will. All right. Thanks,
Amy
Kevin.
Fitton, volunteer with the homeless?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you.